Aria Scallywags, and welcome back to All the Mod 7, Season 2, Episode 4 with me, Kodo, and today we hunt the most dangerous game, poultry. Oh, and we might also get into some new mods. Let's go. So as you can see, I made some improvements to my bedroom here in our off time away from the pack and the series. I added in a very small little kitchenette over here using cooking blockheads. Great mod. Definitely recommend you actually do something like this, because if for no other reason, this one right here gives you an infinite water source all by itself. So great to have. Plus we've got all the stuff for cooking here. We've got all my food up here stored in this cabinet. This is all the completed food that I have, the prepared food. I know the words are hard. So we've got our cooking table, we've got all this is a multi-block, by the way, so with these little kitchen corners, everything is attached, so basically you can go into the cooking table and anything you've got in storage will show up as recipes in here, and you can just go ahead and cook it up as you care to. So we've got all the storage over here. Like I said, very small multi-block setup that I've got here. There's a refrigerator, there's a toaster, there's the cow in a jar, which is honestly one of my favorite things in the entire game is the cow in a jar. But definitely something you should set up in your world if you are into the Croptopia cooking at all. And you can dye these, of course. I've dyed them all purple because reasons. And you notice my food, I'm trying to stick with a pirate theme for food here. So we've got fish, of course, because, fish, sea, seems to work. But then we've got toast, which is the closest to sea biscuits. No, not that sea biscuit, that you can actually get to in this particular pack. So it's like hardtack or the bread that a lot of the pirates ate when they were out on the high seas. So toast is the closest we can really get to that. So I'm trying to stick with a theme here. So we're eating a lot of toast. We're drinking tea because, tea, and then fish. So we're trying to stick on theme here with our food sources for this particular playthrough. Something else you may notice is this sugarcane seems to be growing an awful lot, doesn't it? Well, guess what mod has been introduced into All the Mods 7? It's Apotheosis, which is amazing because we can now pick up, transport, and modify spawners, which kind of defeats the purpose of what I wanted to do today, but not really, because we do have a spawner farm set up there with our strays that we can mess with a little bit, and we're going to play with some Apotheosis today. But there's other things we've got to do too. For instance, we got to find a chicken, because I was able to make some of that chicken feed in my time away from all of y'all using our spawner up there. So we needed buckets of experience, which we can now do, and then a few other things. So I now have the cursed chicken feed, so we can go get a rotten egg and make ourselves a ridiculous farm, which is probably what we're going to do today. Now, the other thing I did off camera is you notice there's now a wall up here and these really neat doors from Domum Ornamentum. And I'll show you how to make those in just a second here. So we've moved a bunch of stuff. So where did it all go? Well, it's all in here. And I really like the way that this turned out. So we've got, effectively, all of our workstations have been moved into this room in here. So we've got all of our cutters. We've got our architect cutter, stone cutter, our sawmill. I made this engineer's crafting table that I'm keeping all of my copper ore hammers in, so I can just basically hammer down ore and then toss it directly into our now diamond furnaces, because gold furnaces weren't fast enough. And I've upgraded these with the fuel efficiency augment, since I don't want to go burning through all of my coal here as quickly as I was. And we're using these crates, which I really like, to store everything. Now, because these are directional, you can basically set this up so you have input, fuel output, input, and output. So we've done all that. So we've got this nice little setup here. When over here, we've got our Mechanist workbench, which is how we made these really cool looking redstone lamps. Is you put a redstone lamp in here or some other things, and you can actually, almost like the chisel mod for blocks, for different stone, you can basically chisel, for all intents and purposes, different blocks to make those. Brewing stand and then a couch here. I kind of modeled this after like late Victorian kind of style, and I really modeled it after the wonderful series Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch. If you've never watched it, I highly recommend it. So it kind of looks like his workroom a little bit. So you've got all the different crafting stations, you've got the grindstone, you've got the anvil, and you've got a couch over here that you can, sort of sit down on and ponder what your next project's going to be. So I kind of modeled it a little bit after that. So I think it turned out pretty well. Mahogany slabs for the floor, and then these great framed blocks from Domum Ornamentum that also you can get out of the architect cutter here. This is just effectively spruce and wool, and you put those two together in the architect cutter and you can get all these different types of framed blocks. I liked this pattern, so I thought it looked very Victorian, very British almost. And then the ceiling is just logs with wool. That's it. And I really like it. Now, we've got our bedroom pretty much done. We've got our little workroom done over here. But this room is looking kind of lame. I mean, it's still just, stone floors and stone walls, a couple of lanterns, a little bit of spruce. But it just looks very, very, very plain. So let's fix that. And there we go. Little sprucey, but, sometimes you just need some spruce in your life, I like it. I think it looks pretty good. I used the really super cool woodcutter to make those half slabs, slabs, not half slabs. Sorry. I will not fall in that category. Make these slabs of logs. We've got stripped logs. We've got some trapdoors, some spruce, a few more bookshelves, and then, of course, can't be a pirate without some hidden treasure over here, which is where we've got all of our enchanted books and everything behind this wall. Yeah, I dig it. I think it looks pretty good. So we even get a little chair over here to sit down and do some reading in, and these lamps, I love these lamps, because they turn off. And actually, these lanterns turn off, too. So if you wanted it to be, completely dark in here, you could totally do that, and then, come into your room and have a creeper sitting there waiting for you, reading your books, going, "Hello, sir." Kablam! So, yeah, I'm a fan. I think this actually looks pretty good. So that was the last room that we really didn't need to do anything with in the hideout here. Other than, I got to do something with this ceiling. I'm not sure what, but I got to do something with it. So, and our bamboo is out of control. So is our sugar cane. Wow. So yeah, that is everything. I'm very happy. I think the pirate base, at least the bones of it here, is completely finished, and I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. It very much reminds me of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, so I'm very happy with it. I think it looks really well done and really good, and I'm very pleased. So yeah, excellent. All right, are we ready to go on an adventure? Because we got to go on an adventure now. And for our adventure, we're going to need a couple of different things. So obviously, we're going to need plenty of food, so I think that should probably be enough there. We need our chicken feed. This is our cursed chicken feed that we can actually give to a chicken to create a rotten egg, which is what we're going to need for the mob farm that I want to build. Probably down here. Actually, we'll probably find an area, maybe up there, because that's sort of an unused area in the base that I've just sort of got for aesthetic purposes. But maybe we'll put it over in that area somewhere. Yeah, that'd probably be the best spot, is maybe over there. Or perhaps we can get a new area built down maybe in that direction. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out when we get there. But first we have to find a chicken. And since it's nighttime, because you can see up in the top right-hand corner of my little mini-map, it'll say night. We need to go sleep, and then we're off to find ourselves a chicken, which, if you remember me saying in the last episode, is not going to be the easiest thing, because chickens are apparently endangered species in my world. So, yeah, this could be interesting. All right, let's sleep, and we'll be off. Well, before we leave, I actually almost forgot to show you another new addition to the base, which is this. So remember my tombstone was out here? Well, I kind of went a little nuts here and made this. So if you remember the opening to Pirates of the Caribbean where Johnny Depp's rolling in and he runs across the area where you've got the pirates that are hanging there, and it has a little sign that says, "Pirates, ye be warned." Well, I decided to remake that around our nether portal here. So we've got a couple of tombstones. We've got our Corral tombstone. We've got a skeleton skull back here. We've got some rope hanging from a log. And then we've got our nether portal back here with some, portal-y kind of stuff. And then the black andesite lanterns fit in really well. And then, of course, the jungle bridge for the little bit of a docking area here. So ideally, that and that are going to meet up at some point here in the middle, and something's going to be in here. I just don't know what yet. And of course, at some point, we'll be building up a little dock over here too. It's going to go all the way up to our mine colonies colony once we get that started. But real simple construction, just blackstone, various different types of blackstone. We got some of the gilded blackstone, which you can get with a hammer without silk touch. As long as you mine the block next to it, it'll drop it because the hammer sees that as the same kind of block, which is nice. So I was able to get some gilded blackstone. This was all from the Piglin Bastion that I found in the last episode. So yeah, I really think this turned out really well. Simple construction, but once again, simple does not mean bad. Just because it's simple doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look bad. And I think this actually looks really good with the different variants of stuff that we've got around here. So that was it. All right, now we're off to find ourselves a chicken. And I have to admit, this is very liberating because you swim as fast as a boat with these fins on. And if you notice, oh, why, hello, jellyfish. I require you for your slime balls. If I can get over there. There we go. Slime ball. And, well, not slime ball yet. It's just jellyfish, but we can cook them up into slime balls. Hey, where are you guys? You're a lobster. Do you drop lobster meat? You totally do. Well, how about that? Sure, we'll take some lobster. Why not? You may also notice my bubbles are not going down. And the reason for that is I discovered something really fun in Silent Gear, and that is coatings. So if you coat your armor, like all of it, with aquamarine shards, using the coating in Silent Gear, it gives you water breathing. So I coated everything with that. And not only does it give you water breathing, but look, check this out. So now my armor toughness is 0.75 and 0.25 knockback resistance. That is also from the aquamarine shards. So it's great for armor. Just absolutely fantastic for armor. So not only can I swim at the same speed that I'd be able to row a boat at, but now I can breathe underwater all the time. So I didn't even need respiration on the helmet. But I have it. I don't know why. Anyway, let's keep going, see if we can find ourselves a chicken. Well, how about that? We not only found a chicken, we found 4 chickens. And this is only a little bit, oh, yes, I understand. This is only a little bit away from my base. So I'm there. My base is right down there. Huh. All right, so we got to remember this area when we need chickens again, because I'm certain that we will. So let's see what kind of horrors we unleash by doing this. All right, Mr. Chicken, I'm very sorry. Whoa! Okay then. We got 4 feathers, and we got the rotten egg that creates a 5x5 area of dreadful dirt that can be used on grass, dirt, mycelium, or farmland. Nice, and only 1 chicken had to blow up for it. That's good. Chickens, you might want to... You know what? I don't want the chickens to die. I know I blew up your friend, but can we take care of this for you? All right, problem solved. And we got some ash out of that, which we can turn into blocks, which is kind of fun. Okay. Well then, my job here is done. Mr. Raccoon, would you like a peach? I bet you would. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. There you go. 1 peach for you. All right, I think we're suitably prepared here with all the different stuff that we have. As you can see, we've got an XP set up here. We've got our absorption hopper. I made another mob masher, and I made this jumbo tank that holds 1 million buckets, or excuse me, 1 million metal buckets, so 1,000 buckets of experience with a tap over here, because I suspect we're going to need it. I grabbed all of the upgrades out of our other mob masher. Grab some building blocks. I think I'm going to use this cut scotia and these scotia bricks. I haven't tried those yet. That's a block you can find in the nether. And then a little bit of this vexing archwood, some of the andesite chains. We've got some of the black andesite lanterns. And then the dispenser and the lever are here because we need an off button for this thing, because otherwise it could just overrun us. And we're going to use storage drawers. I figured I would start with storage drawers here. in this particular area because it just seems to be the thing that makes the most sense. And pipes is back. So the new update also had back in the item pipes from pipes, the pipes mod. So we've got our pipe wrench and our pipe here so we can pipe everything over into our storage drawer system from the absorption hopper. Hopefully. Anyway, hopefully that's how all this works. So I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to put this... where do we want to put this? Actually, you know, maybe my original idea was the correct one. We'll just put it up here somewhere. Like, we'll dig into this part of the mountain over here and just have it, like, maybe on this level. And we can get rid of some of this moss down here and give ourselves an easy way up. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and we'll just dig into this here. Of course, that doesn't get rid of the moss, but that's okay. Yeah, so we'll just dig into this area here. And I think we're going to do this as a building montage because I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. So let's get this built, and we'll go to a quick montage. So enjoy that, and I'll be back with you after we get it done. Alright, I think we've engineered this pretty much as best we can here. So this is we basically put the rotten egg down here. It's gonna create all of this as dreadful dirt. And we're gonna have our mob fans that are gonna push everything over here into this mob fan, which is gonna go into the mob masher here. So let's get our mob masher fully upgraded and ready to go with our sharpness 4, beheading 2, and looting 10, because reasons. So, and then let's go ahead and we'll put this... Nope, no, maybe not just yet. We're going to have to place that pretty flippin' quick, though, because otherwise we're going to have things running out here, and that would be bad. Okay, so let's see about getting all this stuff turned on. So we go back here. Probably should put a torch back here just in case. So we'll turn on all of these. And that should... Oh yeah, it sends us right over there, doesn't it? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do that. And this one's going to push us that way. So let's get rid of these for just a minute so that we actually have a way out. That would be nice. Alright, all our fans are going. Our mob masher's ready to go. It has all of those in there, so all I have to do is place this and then get out of the way. That's the important bit. So here we go. So there's that. Oh, it torches it. Well, that's nice. We'll just do that. And hey, it already spawned something. As we get the mob masher going. Nice. Okay, so it did drop that outside. Oh, that's a lot of stuff that's being that's a ton of stuff that is spawning right now. And it's not picking up a lot of those items. Why is that? All right, let's turn it off for just a second. So even with the absorption hopper dialed back a little bit, I think stuff's getting stuck on the bars, unfortunately. So we're going to have to re-engineer this a little bit, but not too much. So let me just go grab a couple of things. Yeah, that was totally the problem, too, is that it was just... This needs to be above ground. So hang on, we need to change a little bit on the offset here, because there's still drops that are showing up in there. And I'm not entirely certain why. Aha, that's why. So we need to go east-west, offset it a little bit. There we go. And now it is dropping all of that fine. It's exporting the fluid, so the fluid's showing up over here into our tank. So anything that's spawning in there is then being sent over into that thing. So, awesome. It's a little bit slower than I would like, but, I mean, you know, it's free items. And we've already got 46 ender pearls. We've got 150 slime balls, a potato, because, you know, why wouldn't you want a potato? So let's go ahead and get some of these drawers locked. So we've got this one. This one can now be locked. Those are all locked. This one, we're just waiting on some more drops. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. So, and it'll just run whenever we are here and have it on. So, and it'll just basically spawn stuff, and stuff will come over here and die, and that's it. In fact, I wonder if it's the further we get away, the easier it is. Nope, it looks like it's wherever. So, yep, that's going to turn out just fine, I think. And maybe I didn't quite need this many drawers. Thinking now that maybe this many drawers was not something we necessarily needed. But hey, cool. We've got this all up and running, and it seems to be working just fine. So, fantastic. We're getting automatic experience over here. We've already got 2 and a little bit of buckets, so we'll just leave this thing running while we're running around the base doing stuff. So, yeah, this works a treat. Alrighty, cool. Fantastic. All right, let's run down our brand new staircase here, which I really enjoy. Oh, look, more slime. Yay, slime. And we'll get to work on the other thing I wanted to do today. And the other thing I wanted to work on is this right here. So I wanted to work on this Apotheosis spawner for our spawner that we actually have for the strays right now. Now, you'd ask yourself, why? Why would I do that? Because I've already got the thing that's giving me all of the drops in the universe to be able to get all the resources that I need for various different things. Well, 2 reasons. 1, I want to back up. 2, I want to show you how exactly this all works, because Apotheosis is one of those mods that I played around with a little bit, and it's really, really fun. So, so what we want to do is we want to add these different things to our spawner that's up there. So the first thing we're going to do is, do I have any levers left? I do not. So we need to get a lever, because we're going to make it redstone controlled. So if we go ahead and make ourselves a lever, there we go, and then we go back over to Apotheosis, you can see that one of the things that we can do with spawners is actually make them redstone controlled, which means we can put a lever on it and turn it on or off, and that's just with a comparator. That's all it takes. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a comparator. There we go. And then what else can we do with this thing here? So if we add in sugar, it'll decrease the spawn delay, which we definitely want to do. If we do a fermented spider eye, it increases the spawn count to a maximum of 20, which is just ridiculous. You can increase the player range. You can increase the spawn range with a blaze rod. You can ignore spawn cap, but that's disabled. And you can change what spawns out of here. So, like, if you get a witch egg, for instance, you can go ahead and use that to change out different types of mobs that you've got in there. And you can do that with an altar of birthing, or there's another way in here that actually through mob grinding utilities, I believe. Grinding, there we go. Where you can swab DNA off of the mobs and then use that to create different things for, like, your entity spawner over here. So it uses the mob egg in the top slot, so you can effectively basically collect DNA of the mobs and then be able to actually make spawn eggs out of chickens, which is kind of cool. We're not going to do that, though, so what I do want to do is grab some redstones. We'll grab a little bit of redstone here. Do I still have stuff in my backpack? I do. Let's get rid of all this, because we do not need it at this point, so all that can go away, and that. So let's see what else we can do here. So I definitely want some sugar to increase that. Now, what did redstone do? Does redstone do anything? Okay, cool. So we need sugar and fermented spider eyes. I don't know if we have all the stuff for this fermented spider eyes, but we definitely have sugar. So we can grab ourselves some sugar here. Do we have any in storage? We have some sugar cane. So yeah, let's grab 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's grab 10 sugar so we can decrease the spawn time, and we can add redstone to it. So, cool. All right, well, let's go over there and we'll mess around with that one and see what we can do as far as getting some better spawn rates. So here we are on the top of our stray spawner. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to toss that on there, and we get the achievement spawner modifier and the goal engineered spawner. So this is now redstone controlled. So notice it is off. It's not doing anything. But if we put this lever on it, we can turn it on and off just like that, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's grab, you know what? We'll just grab a block of snow here. Since we've been, oh, my knees, twice. You know what? We'll just grab snow from down here. Thank you. So there's that. We'll grab this block of snow, and we'll go back up on top of our spawner here, if I can get around. Yeah, this is going to be fun. All right, now we have this block of snow on top here, so you notice it's off, and now it's on. And now it's off again. And now it's on. And now it's off again. So now what we can do is just that. Now what we could do, we could put full blocks all the way around here, and we could actually have this run down, and we could have a remote way to turn it on and off from inside, which is what we're going to do eventually with this. For right now, just for the purposes of demonstrating this, I went ahead and just have it on this side for the moment. So, but the other thing that we can do is we can take our sugar that we've got here, and now, let me get that out of my hand, we can just sit here and apply sugar to it, and it should now be ridiculous amounts of spawns. Let's find out. Let's go downstairs and see how ridiculous this is. Okay, so there's one. So this should decrease the spawning time now, if I'm understanding this correctly anyway. Decreases minimum spawn delay. And then a clock decreases the maximum spawn delay. So, and then there's another one that increases the amount of spawns, isn't it? Yeah, the fermented spider eye increases the spawn count. So we could totally do that. So we could come back with a clock, add a couple of clocks on this, because it's already more productive than it was, which is really cool. Now, I've taken all the upgrades out of this particular mob masher, so it's not going to be anywhere near as prolific as it was, as far as giving us drops out of it, but it's more than enough to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. So now we've got large numbers of spawns, but you're increasing the minimum spawn time. We could add 10 clocks to it, and it just basically would constantly be spawning, which is dumb, but it's a thing. It's a thing that happens. So let's run back home. We can actually make some clocks real fast. Let's go see how our cursed earth, whatever, I just call it cursed earth, that's what I'm used to calling it, but let's see how this is working in here. Oh, hey, spider eyes. Nice. Okay. And string. Hey, so this actually spawns spiders as well. Neat. And creepers and skeletons and everything else under the sun. They're not dropping any armor yet, though. I'm kind of, oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. We now have some golden leggings. Fantastic. So I think this is working out pretty well. Okay, cool. Let's go grab some clocks, and maybe, I think I have a couple of brown mushrooms. Let's see. Let's grab some of these spider eyes from over here, since they so handily showed up right when I needed them. So let's see if we can make ourselves some fermented spider eyes and a couple of clocks. All right, and I am back, and I have 10 clocks and 4 fermented spider eyes. I only had 4 mushrooms, unfortunately, but that's fine. So we take the clocks, and we just apply them. 1, 0, and then 4 of these fermented spider eyes. Let's replace those and get downstairs and watch the fun, shall we? So once we turn this thing on, this should be ridiculously fast, and it should spawn a ton of them at a time, in theory anyway. All right, so there goes those two. So this should have now decreased the amount of time it takes to spawn things significantly, and it's also increased the spawn cap. So we could have as many as 5 or 6 spawning at once here. It just kind of depends on what we've got going on. But you can see, like, as cool as this is, and it is pretty darn cool, after watching that cursed earth farm work, it's kind of underwhelming. It really is, because, you know, it's decreased the maximum time, and it's increased the minimum, or it's decreased the minimum time. And we've also increased the mob cap, but it's just kind of meh. It really is. I mean, it's just kind of meh compared to that other farm we just put together. So now with Apotheosis, you have the ability with Silk Touch to be able to pick up spawners, which is amazing. So you can pick up spawners from various different places. So imagine having a farm where you've got like 8 spawners all in here, and it's spawning everything in maximum speed because you've upgraded everything. Now that would be truly ridiculous. But even then, yeah, it would be cool, and it'd be a fun challenge to make something like that. But you'd have to have a skeleton spawner, a enderman spawner, a zombie spawner, a witch spawner, all these different spawners to make everything in one of these that we already have with that cursed earth spawner using the rotten egg back at home. So let's get the experience while we're here. Why not? So yeah, I mean, it's cool and all, and I really like Apotheosis as a mod. It's a really fun mod, but this, compared to what you just saw with that entire setup that we did in that little 5x5 area with one rotten egg, outdoes it by just exponential amounts. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you're going to build one of these in your world, whether you're looking at both the mob grinding utilities one, or you're looking at Apotheosis, if you're looking for something that's small, compact, easy to put together, simple, and will give you all of the mob drops you could ever possibly want, mob grinding utilities is probably the way to go. If you're looking for like a technical challenge or something where you want to try and build something like that, like a huge spawner array or something, then go Apotheosis. Or if you only have access to one spawner, you don't have chickens, you don't have like the liquid experience or anything, you could do exactly what I did here in this series, which was build this first and then build the 5x5 cursed earth thing once you have some experience built up and you're able to get buckets of experience to get the eggs and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with both of these, but I mean, come on, this one we've got here is just, it's ridiculous and it's over the top, and I love it. And I like the design too. I really appreciate like this cut Scorchia stuff here, mixed with the basalt and the scoria, which these are both from Create, obviously, but those mixed together with the basalt in there, I think actually looks really, really good. So I wish we could have the bars up rather than the tinted glass, because I would like to, have the bars there. It's like a much more pirate thing, But I mean, we have to make some concessions here with just the way things are built up. Like, this does not work underground. Now we know that. And this looks kind of ugly, granted, but there's really not a whole lot we can really do about that. It's just going to kind of have to look that way. So, by the way, how much experience do we have out of this already? And, oh, look, we're already working on our second thing. I'm going to have to upgrade that drawer for sure. So how much experience have we gotten out of this so far? So we're at... Oh, that's interesting. So the tap doesn't work on this? Really? Well, the tap does work. Where's the experience going? It's sure not going to me. Is it being drained back into... That's really strange. Do I have to be under it? No. Okay, I'm very confused now, because this worked a minute ago. And now it's not. So what's going on here? Gonna have to investigate that, because that's a ton of experience I'm missing out on. Alright, well, another little redesign. Unfortunately, I don't think the pipes work with the absorption hopper, which is a little upsetting, but I mean, not terribly. I want to find a better spot to put this. I might actually just put it over here on this side, but I don't know. I don't know yet, but it now functions, and we've got a ton of experience now. We just got like 10 levels worth of experience in just a few minutes. I think I am going to put this next to it over here. So let's do up as none, and we need to go east as fluid. Yes. So east fluid. There we go. So we put that there. And then we put our XP tap on it. There we go. I mean, I'll work on the design a little bit, but I'm not sure exactly where I want to go with this as far as that goes. I mean, we might do down. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this is working fabulously well. We've got 5 creeper heads. We've got 27 zombie heads, 6 skeleton heads. We've got tons of these Wilden things. We've got almost 700 slime balls, which is just asinine. We've got redstone. We've got glowstone, gunpowder, rotten flesh, sticks. I mean, I'm always constantly running out of sticks. So if I take... Okay, good. It does still work that way. We've got everything we could possibly want now. I mean, we've got iron, we've got enchanted gear. I'm gonna have to bring the salvager over here so we can salvage things. So yeah, this is working out really, really well. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. So, and I hope you're happy with the... I'll beat you with a stick. I hope that you're happy with the way that this episode turned out. Like I said, today was a little bit different. Today was a lot of technical stuff and putting things together. But it's just stuff that we needed to actually do to be able to get all of the different resources that we really need in this particular world. Specifically things like ender pearls and slime balls. Like ender pearls specifically is something that you go through like water in this All the Mods pack. So to make waystones, to make enderite powder, to make blaze powder, if you haven't found a blaze spawner like I haven't. There goes a big slime in the back there. Woofing! Just watching him behind me, zing, zing. I'm a sick man. Anyway, just the all the things that we need in this particular world, we now have loads of. We have ender pearls, glowstone dust, gunpowder, all this different stuff that is going to be fantastic and help us reach our goals in this particular series. And remember, the ultimate goal of this series is pirates go to space. So all of this is going to help immensely. But I hope you had a good time. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed this episode of All the Mods 7 Season 2. By the way, I found yet another creator out there, so the All the Mods 7 army grows again. His name is Pilpoh, and I'm putting a link down to him in the description below. You should definitely go check him out. He's sort of like a combination building and technical guy. Like, he does some really cool building stuff, but he also makes some really cool machines. So you should definitely go give him a check out while you're here just to see what he's got going on for All the Mods 7 as well. But I hope you liked today's episode. By all means, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe on the way out the door if you're not already subscribed to the channel. But remember, I do this for fun. I do this for entertainment. I do this for stress relief. So don't feel like you ever have to do anything you don't want to do while you're here other than just enjoy the video. But whatever you do tonight, make sure you go out, play some games, have some fun. I'll see y'all again real soon. Have a good night, everybody.